Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Today is April 15th, and Andrew McCutchen hits his 300th home run of his career, and we've got a couple of bench clearings over the weekend. Let's talk about it. Hello, everybody. My name is Steven. This is the middle of the order. How are we doing today here? Top of the week. It is Monday, and hope all of you are doing well. Hope you guys had a great weekend and got to watch some baseball. There was a lot of good games actually this weekend, some good series matchups, some surprising winners and losers that we need to dive into and talk about here. So why don't we just go ahead and do that? So let's dive on in to our series recap. All right, leading us off here, we've got the Blue Jays and the Rockies. Kevin Gausman continues to struggle early as the Rockies were all over the Jays as they scored at least one run in 7 of the 9 innings and totaled for 20 hits, including home runs from Nolan Jones and Ezequiel Tovar. The Rockies take an explosive win to open up the series 12-4, and after a blowout first game, the Jays wanted to change that, put up a 5 spot in the first with the help of a Dalton Varsho grand slam. The Jays would make sure the Rockies wouldn't catch up and even up the series with the win 5-3. And then Barrios continues to look sharp out there early on in this year. He's been great all year long. Justin Turner drives in 3 runs, going 3 for 4. The Blue Jays, after a bad first game, come back and take the next 2 to win the series, beating the Rockies 5-0. Giants and Rays. The Rays got their lead in the third on a double from Ahmed Rosario and let the bullpen do the rest as 5 pitchers combined for 5 innings, only giving up 2 hits while striking out 6. The Rays hold the Giants and take the first game 2-1. The Giants get home run happy in game 2 as 5 home runs were hit from Lamont Wade Jr., Jorge Soler, Matt Chapman, and 2 from Thairo Estrada. They power their way up to evening the series with the win 11-2. And then it's Blake Snell's first time back in Tropicana Field pitching as a visitor. Been with the Rays up until 2018-19, or probably even 2020. The roles were reversed, though, in this rivalry match because it was the Rays who were home run happy. 4 homers were hit. Ahmed Rosario, Isaac Paredes, and how about 2 from Rene Pinto? The Rays take 2 of 3 from San Francisco and win it 9-4. Brewers and Oilers, the young Jackson rookies, Jackson Chourio and Jackson Holiday face off in this series, and game 1 was all Milwaukee as they hit 3 home runs from Gary Sanchez, William Contreras, and William Contreras. Willie Adames' home run caused the bench clearing in his next at-bat. James McCann took exception to Willie's pimp job. Regardless, the good pitching from Willie Peralta, Freddie Peralta, like saying Willie right now, Freddie Peralta, great offense. The Brewers take the first game with the win after the bench clearing 11-1. Baltimore may have hit 3 home runs in the first 2 innings of this game, an early lead from Ryan Mountcastle and Jordan Westberg, and later it's Adley Rutschman with his first of the year. But it was the Brewers once again with the better offense. They score 3 runs in the third, 4 in the fourth, and 3 more in the 8th. With Rhys Hoskins and Jake Bowers going deep, they take another game from Baltimore with the win 11-5. And for this last game, Corbin Burns faces his former team for the first time and is greeted poorly by former teammate William Contreras as he hits a home run in the first at-bat of the game. Yikes. Jackson Holiday finally gets his first MLB hit, while his teammates Cedric Mullins, Ryan O'Hearn, and Colton Cowser all homer. The Oilers take the last game, avoid the sweep to the Brewers, and win it 6-4. Angels and Red Sox. Reed Detmers and the Angels pen shoves as they shut out Boston with Taylor Ward going deep. They take an easy first game with the win 7-0. Second game, it's Taylor who homers again, but this time Boston is able to put up some runs with the help of a Tristan Casas home run as they score 6 runs in the first 2 innings and would hold the Angels from there, evening up the series 7-2. Final game, Masataka Yoshida hits his first home run of the year, Tristan Casas with his second of the series, and Tyler O'Neill with his league-leading 7th home run of the year. And even with all of that, the Angels were keeping it close, making it a 1-run game in the 9th after an Anthony Rendon sac fly. Unfortunately, that would be it. As the Angels come up short, the Red Sox take 2 of 3 and win the last game 5-4. Yankees and Guardians. Rain Friday meant doubleheader Saturday. But to open the series, the difference in this first game came in the 6th inning as Waldo Cabrera hitting a 2-run home run, which made it 3-0 Yankees at the time. Cleveland would score 2 runs, but not that third as New York takes the opener of the first 2 games on Saturday. They win it 3-2. Other game of that doubleheader, Soto hits his 3rd home run of the year. The Yankees score combined 6 runs in the 4th and 5th innings to make it an 8-0 game. The Guardians hit 2 solo shots, and that would be all as they lose another game to the Yankees 8-2. Final game, this game starts with the 2 teams trading home runs. First, it's Aaron Judge for the Yankees, then Jose Ramirez for the Guardians, Jose Trevino for New York, then Gabriel Arias for the Guardians, as well as Estevan Floro, his 2nd home run of the series. We would be tied after the 9 and need extras, where after the Yankees scored 2 in the 10th, Cleveland needed to get those runs back, and luckily they would, with a Josh Naylor groundout and then a fielder's choice from Will Brennan. The Guardians would tie it up, and then Andres Jimenez would hit one high and deep to right field to Soto. With a runner on third, his throw not in time. The Guardians walk it off on a sac fly. They take the last game and avoid the sweep to the Yankees. They win it 8-7. Tigers and Twins. With rain on Thursday, this 4-game set would start Friday and have a doubleheader Saturday. Mark Canha homers in the first, and the Tigers don't look back from there. They go on to score 7 more runs straight throughout the course of this game, while keeping the Twins from scoring up until the 9th. The Tigers get the opener. They win it 8-2. Joe Ryan would be on it here to start the doubleheader. He punches out 12 batters through 6 innings. Despite his best efforts, the Twins were down a run in the 8th, but then Ryan Jeffers hits the game-tying home run to push this one into extras, where after no scoring in the 10th and then each scoring 1 run in the 11th, we headed to the 12th, where the Twins had enough. They score 7 runs in the inning, capped off by a 3-run home run from Matt Wallner. They take the first of the doubleheader and even up the series 11-5. Eduardo Julien and Willie Castro both homer from Minnesota as they take both games of the doubleheader and win it 4-1. And for that final game, after being held scoreless through 7 and being down 3, the Tigers offense woke up in the 8th as Javier Baez hits his first home run of the season, followed by a 2-run double by Mark Canha to tie it, and then a single from Spencer Torkelson. As the Tigers score 4 in the 8th to come back and win the game, they split the 4-game set with the Twins and win the last game 4-3. Reds and White Sox, and this series was all Cincy. The first game, it's Ellie De La Cruz and Tyler Stevenson with the home runs as Andrew Abbott goes 7 innings of 1-run baseball. The Reds win the opener 11-1. Then for game 2, it's a 5-run second from the Reds, and that would be all the scoring in this one, with a Spencer Steer bases clearing double being how that inning ended. Nick Lodolo is back healthy, returns to baseball, and he punches out 10 batters in his first game healthy again. The Reds win it 5-0. Christian Encarnacion Strand and Nick Martini both homer in the finale. The Reds take it to Chicago and sweep the White Sox, outscoring them 27-5 in the 3-game set. They win it 11-4. Rangers and Astros, the Battle of Texas for the second time already this year. Kyle Tucker homers twice in this first game for the Astros as they put up 5 runs in the 7th, which would be great if they weren't already losing 12-3 before that. The Rangers put up 6 runs in the 3rd and 4 more in the 6th with a Jonah Heim home run. Texas wins the first game 12-8. Astros would have another game where many runs were scored in the 7th, 7 to be exact, as that inning was made the difference for the Astros. Two RBI doubles from Altuve and Tucker were the big aspects of that inning as they even up the series with the win 9-2. And then in the final game, Altuve takes flight, a leadoff home run in the 1st, and then would hit another home run in his next at-bat in the 3rd. 3 runs come in to score in the 7th. That would seal the deal for the Astros as they end up with their win, take the series versus Texas, and have beaten them 4 times for their 4 out of 6 of their wins coming against the Rangers this year. They beat them 8-5. Nationals and A's, a simple game 1 here. Lawrence Butler hits a solo shot for his first of the year. Then Jesse Winker ties it in the 9th with a solo shot for his first home run of the year. Oakland then walks it off on a Lawrence Butler single, and they get the opener as they win it in walk-off fashion in extras 2-1. Mackenzie Gore was fantastic as he goes 5 innings, getting 15 outs, 11 of which coming on the strikeout. With Pat at the helm, the Nats will easily take game 2 at a score of 3-1. And with the Nationals leading 6-1, they head into the bottom of the 6th and then would enter the top of the 7th down 1. That's right, a 6-run inning from Oakland. And they did it with 3 singles, a walk, and a wild pitch. Oakland with the big comeback. They win it as they have now won 3 straight series for the first time since May 2021. They win it 7-6. Cubs and Mariners. The Mariners opened the series with 3 runs in the 4th and some great pitching, and they held the Cubs for 6 innings. Michael Busch homers a little too late for the Cubs. The Mariners win the first game by a score of 4-2. 3 Cub home runs from Seiya Suzuki, Miguel Amaya, and Michael Busch again. That leads the way for the Cubs as they even up the series with the score of 4-1. And then Jorge Polanco homers for the Mariners, and it's Michael Busch again homering in all 3 games of the series. He has now homered in 4 straight. The Cubs pick off Julio to end it as they take 2 of 3 from the Mariners in Seattle with the win 3-2. Braves and Marlins. The Braves took a while to get going, but eventually drew with a big 5-run inning in the 7th to open this game wide as they take the opener against the Marlins 8-1. Josh Bell homers as Max Meyer has another good start, leading him to his 2nd win of the season. Of the team's 3 wins, he has 2 of them. The Marlins beat the Braves 5-1. A close one here for the rubber matches. Things were Braves early with a home run from Adam Duvall. The Marlins come back. They got home runs from Brian De La Cruz and Nick Gordon. Took a lead into the 9th inning. In comes Marcell Ozuna. He crushes a go-ahead 3-run home run for the Braves. They come back late and take 2 of 3 from the Marlins, 9-7. Royals and Mets now. The Red Hot Royals enter on a 7-game winning streak, looking to keep that going. Salvador Perez crushes a home run early, but it was all Mets from there. They score 5 runs in a 3-inning span, and then Polar Bear Pete Alonso crushes one. The Mets end the Royals' winning streak and take the first game of the series 6-1. Then it's Pete Alonso again who hits 2 more home runs in the game, a total of 3 so far in the series. Starling Marte would join him with a home run of his own, and yet the Mets still lose as Salvador Perez hits another home run here. The Royals score 3 runs in the 2nd and 4 runs in the 4th. They even up the series with the win 11-7. Pitchers duel for the Royals matches. Both Cole Ragans and Buto pitched great. First runs in the game came in the bottom of the 8th. The Mets scored 2. Vinny Pasquantino homered for the Royals in the 9th, but it was only a solo shot. The Royals couldn't score the other run. The Mets take 2 of 3 from the hot Royals and win the series at home 2-1. Pirates and Phillies now. This series got started with a trio of home runs from Alec Boehm, Brandon Marsh, and Bryson Stott, who together make up all the Phillies' runs. They take the first of 4 versus Pittsburgh and win it 5-1. Then the Phillies break out their new City Connect jerseys, but it wouldn't be much of a celebration for them, as 1 point a bouncer to short gets by Turner as he slips and falls. Pirates add 3 late and put this one away to even the series up 5-2. After giving up a run in the first, the Phillies get that run back with a leadoff Schwarber bomb. O'Neal Cruz, though, gives the Pirates the lead after a 2-run shot later, tied up by Philly. As we head into the 9th, the Pirates try to push to extras, wouldn't be able to as Nicholas Castellanos drives one to center off the wall for the walk-off. The Phillies take Game 3, winning it in walk-off fashion 4-3. After the Phillies got rolling thanks to a Trey Turner home run for his first of the year, the Pirates came roaring back with a go-ahead grand slam from Jack Sawinski, followed by a home run from Joey Bart, and then Andrew McCutchen gets his milestone career home run number 300. Really sealed the deal for the Pirates. The Phillies and them split the 4-game set to each. Pittsburgh wins it 9-2 there. Cardinals and D-backs, Nolan Arenado, Lars Nootbaar, both hitting their first home runs of the year for the Cardinals, who led 6-0. Then the 5th inning happened. The D-backs scored 6 runs to tie it, a 3-run home run from Eugenio Suarez. The Cardinals, though, held them from there. They score 3 runs late, and they win a close one for sure. The first game, 9-6. Tied at 1, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. does the damage for the D-backs. A 3-run home run by him is the difference in this one. The Diamondbacks tie it up the series and win it 4-2. And for the finale, it's Zach Gallen and the D-backs pen. They do a masterful job as they shut down the Cardinals, while the D-backs score 5 runs in the 5th. And that is all, folks. The D-backs take 2 of 3 and win it 5-0. And lastly here, Padres and Dodgers. It's a home run battle here, as both the Dodgers and Padres hit 4 home runs each for a total of 8, and it was the star players Shohei Ohtani, Max Muncy, Mookie Betts, Teoscar Hernandez for the Dodgers, Manny Machado, Ha-Sung Kim, Jake Cronenworth, and Fernando Tatis for the Padres. We end up tied, so we go to extras. We're in the 11th. Jackson Merrill delivers the hit that scores the run that would win the game as Suarez holds the Dodgers. The Padres get a very exciting win to open up the series in extras 8-7. Things get chippy for Game 2 as Profar takes exception to a pitch inside, causing a bench clearing. When all is said and done, the Dodgers take the lead with 3 runs in the 6th and would keep the Padres down from there. They even up the series with the win 5-2. Rubber match now, Manny Machado, another home run to start the scoring in this game against Yamamoto. Max Muncy, another home run for himself. That gives the Dodgers a 2-run lead. Then the Padres scored 5 straight runs in 2 innings as the big hit came from Mr. Irrelevant Jurickson Profar. We'll get to that shortly. He delivers a 3-run double to give the Padres the lead. The Dodgers helped the Padres that game by walking a combined 14 batters in this one. Yikes. Padres take it to LA in LA. They win 2 of 3 and beat them 6-3. All right, now let's dive into our game of the weekend, and we're staying right there with that final series, Padres and Dodgers. This was a great series, not only for baseball, as the rivalry was hot, but these two teams were at it, the bench clearing as well. The game for me, though, it was Friday. You know, there's nothing better than seeing a team hit so many home runs, whether you're a Padres fan, Dodgers fan, baseball fan in general. You know, to see Ohtani, Betts, Machado, Tatis, the stars really take off. That, for me, is the game of the weekend. Top of the first, Manny Machado, his 3rd home run of the year, a 2-run shot, makes it 2-0 Padres. Then the Dodgers in the bottom of the first. It's Ohtani, his 4th homer of the year. That makes it 2-1, a solo shot there. Top of the second, next inning, Ha-Seong Kim, his second home run of the year, solo shot, makes it 3-1. Then the bottom of the second, Max Muncy hits a third home run of the season. It's 3-2 Dodgers. And then later on, Mookie Betts, the big one, a 3-run shot, his sixth of the year, makes it 5-3 LA. Then the bottom of the third, it's Teoscar Hernandez, a 2-run shot, his fifth home run of the year. And all of a sudden, the Dodgers have opened it up to a 4-run lead and lead it 7-3. Top six, it's Jake Cronenworth. His third home run of the year makes it 7-4. Then the top of the seventh happens. Xander Bogaerts grounds out, scoring a run. And then Fernando Tatis Jr. hits home run number 5, a 2-run shot that ties the game up in 7, tied at 7-7. That would be all the scoring in regular time, as then we head to all the way to the 11th inning. No runs scored in the 10th. In the 11th, Jackson Merrill, he'll single on the ground to Chris Taylor. Jose Azocar scores. That makes it 8-7 San Diego. And then Ranger Suarez pitches the inning, holds the Dodgers from there. Padres win it. They open up the series 8-7. That is your game of the weekend. All right, now let's get into that baseball news for the weekend, and we'll start with the bench clearings as mentioned in our series recap. First and foremost, we've got Baltimore and Milwaukee, the Brewers. Willie Adames, he pimps a home run. Then his next at-bat, James McCann starts shouting at him. He obviously took some sort of exception to his pimp job, and the bench is clear. Not much come from that there, but it is interesting to see the Brewers get into another shuffle already into the season. They've gotten into the one with the Mets, of course, where the sliding between Rhys Hoskins and Jeff McNeil. Now it was James McCann and Willie Adames. So the Brewers are getting themselves into a couple of scuffles here, and they've been playing great baseball, so maybe that's a motivational factor for them. But they definitely seem like they're off to a good start, and they have each other's back, which you love to see. So yeah, something to keep in mind there as they continue on with the year. But the bigger bench clearing in my mind, or the bigger, at least, talking point here, comes between the Dodgers and Padres. So on Saturday, Jurickson Profar takes exception to an inside pitch. He does not like it, though. That causes the benches to clear. And of course, again, with bench clearings, usually not much comes from it there. But after the game, Will Smith's made some interesting comments about Jurickson Profar, stating that specifically, I don't know why we would have thrown at him, and then goes on to say other stuff, and then saying he's kind of irrelevant, which didn't sit right with the the San Diego clubhouse. There's all types of, comments that were made by the Padres after that comment, as well as after Sunday's game. Of course, Will Smith calling him irrelevant. He would have to be the hero on Sunday, tied up at 3. It's his 3-run double. That's the difference for the game that wins it for the Padres and takes the series for them. Of course, the broadcast was all over it. I was watching this game at the time, saying that was a pretty relevant swing and all this stuff. Yeah, and it just goes to show you kind of how your teammates have your back. Machado had some good quotes about it. Mike Schultz, manager for the Padres, had some good quotes about it. Even Jurickson Profar said his comment was, I'm not going to comment on that. I'm not a media guy. I show up out there, kind of just wanting to put it past him and do his thing. Manny Machado said he's got 10 years in the league. You got to put a little respect on his name. Said you got to check the dictionary on how that word should be used. Mike Schultz said he's got his own opinions about relevancy. He can judge that all he wants. But I can tell you this, Profar is very relevant to us. He is a glue guy for us, and he's been that. Jurickson Profar, despite being 10 years in the league, hasn't been, the superstar player that maybe he was projected to be. He's never had any crazy years, debuting with Texas at the age of 19 in 2012. He's now played 11 years in the big leagues, but of course he's always been kind of a platoon role, kind of dealt with injuries, never been an all-star, never nothing. But when it comes to his years in San Diego, they've definitely been the best. When you look at his time in Texas, Colorado, and Oakland, and look at the 5 years he spent with the Padres so far. Of course, he's played with the Padres from 2020 all the way up to 2022. Then signed with the Rockies in 23 for the half season before getting traded back to San Diego. So he's definitely been a Padre guy since 2020 here. And he's done a lot better. He's had better numbers as a Padre overall than the rest of his career. And he's off to a great start to the year when you think about it. He's leading the Padres with a 424 on base percentage, a 960 OPS. He's tied with Fernando Tatis for the lead with a 536 slugging percentage. So, I mean, yes, it's early, but Profar has had a great start to the year. He's been very effective for the Padres. So, obviously, the Padres took a little bit of offense to the Will Smith comments. I'm not sure how Smith is feeling now after the loss because, and for me, that's the best. When you get to clap back at someone, not with words, but by outperforming them and just outshine them, making them look ridiculous. Listen, I love Will Smith. I think he's one of the best catchers in the game right now. But, comments like that don't need to be in the game. Obviously, it's the competitive side of the sports. I get it. It happens. But yeah, as much as I love Will Smith, I'm siding with the Padres on this side. I think it's a great story for Jurickson Profar to kind of just go out there, get the 3 RBI double, do his thing, and just kind of live in the moment and say, like, no, he can say whatever he wants, but I'm going to do my thing. I show up there, and I'm going to give my at-bats the best, that he does. Profar always seems to be in the mix somewhere for San Diego, whether it be on the offensive side, the defensive side, or even on the chirping side. He is a great player there for San Diego. They're lucky to have him. And, that's how those situations end up unfolding over this past weekend. All right, let's talk about and show some love for Andrew McCutchen and his 300th home run. What a milestone for this guy. He's been around from 2009 with the Pirates and spent the first, 8 years of his career with the Pittsburgh Pirates there in his age 30 season. Then in 2018, signed with the Giants. They traded him to the Yankees, a 1-year deal. Add those two teams to the resume. Then he signs a nice deal with the Phillies. He plays from 2019 to 2021. Then a 1-year deal with the Brewers, adding those two teams to his resume. And then in 2023, last year, signs back with the Pirates. Signs it back with them again this year. Throughout his, 16-year playing career, 11 of which coming with the Pirates, 3 for the Phillies, 1 for the Giants, 1 for the Yankees, 1 for the Brewers. So 5 teams for him. Of course, he has never been the same player he once was since, 2015. He's got no awards, no All-Stars, no nothing. But from 2011 to 2015, those 5 years were prime Andrew McCutchen. 5 All-Star games, 4 Silver Sluggers, a Gold Glove. 4 times he finishes top 5 in MVP voting, and of course 2013 he wins the MVP voting. He's just been such a consistent hitter from the beginning of his career. You go each year, 12 home runs, 16 home runs, 23, 31, 21, 25, 23, 24, 28, 20. Like, just very consistent numbers throughout. And when you take those 20s and the extra 30 and everything, you add that up throughout a 16-year career, you end up with 300 career home runs. It's sad to say, but it is, Andrew McCutchen coming kind of close to the end of his, career. So far this year, he's played 9 games with the Pirates here. He's 7 for 36. Of course, has his first home run being the one hit, his 300th. Has collected over, he has 4 RBIs this year. He's batting 194 with a 659 OPS. Numbers that don't last. When you look at all of his years prior, he's never had worse numbers. Of course, it's still early. He can still very much easily change that. He has 6 walks and everything. But over that 16-year, I mean, he's been great. He's got over 200 stolen bases, over 1,000 walks, over 1,000 RBIs, over 2,000 hits, over 1,000 runs, and is right now a 275 average hitter, an 834 OPS guy. So, he is coming to the end of his career here, but can still hopefully finish this year strong and have a great year with the Pirates, who right now at this rate will have a playoff run for him. And then that would be very exciting to see Andrew McCutchen back in the playoffs for one more year. So hopefully that things all go that way for the Pirates. And but at the end of the day, very congratulations for Andrew McCutchen. A great milestone for him in his huge, massive career, and plenty of accolades going for him there. Moving along now, I want to give special mention here to the Oakland Athletics. You don't get to do that often. They started the year kind of how you'd expect them to start the year. They won one game against the Guardians in the first 4 games of the season, and then got swept by the Red Sox. They were 1-6, looking atrocious. And yet, since then, they've been kind of on a heater. They took 2 of 3 from the Tigers, 2 of 3 from the Rangers, and then 2 of 3 from the Nationals. And they are 6-2 in their last 8, 6-3 if you go the series as a whole. But I think these aren't teams that you can spit on and be like they're the worst teams. The Nationals aren't the best team out there, but the Tigers right now are competing and playing really great. Texas is the best team in the AL West, and they're coming off their first World Series win. And Oakland took them to a series here. It's been pretty impressive stuff when you think about it. As mentioned, it's the first time they've won 3 straight series since May of 2021. That is such a long time ago. That is so many months of baseball where you cannot win 3 series in a row. Wow, Oakland has been bad for a while now. But this is a really exciting thing for them, to see them be winning and to kind of see them in the standings right now. Yes, it's early, but they have a better record than both Seattle and Houston. They're 3rd right now in the AL West. So at least that's something to smile about if you're an Oakland fan. And you got the Cardinals this week. What can you do against the Cardinals? They're not the best team out there. So can you make it 4 straight series, winning series for them there? And then who knows what you can do from there. But definitely want to give my flowers to the Oakland Athletics because they've been playing a pretty nice brand of baseball recently. So hopefully they can keep it up and kind of have a fun last year in Oakland. All right, finally, let's just mention a couple small little things here, not to go into too much detail here. Some small news over the weekend here. Of course, Jackson Holliday gets his first MLB hit after struggling a little bit to start his career, but of course, the top prospect should and hopefully figure things out for Baltimore there. Yuli Gurriel, brother of Lourdes, he signs a minor league deal with the Braves. A little bit of depth there in case of injuries, maybe. A cool little thing for him. He's up there in age, so Yuli gets another shot potentially with the Braves. Of course, mentioned the A's, 3 straight series. The Dodgers. Let's talk about that game really quickly. Last night's game, atrocious for the Dodgers walks-wise. James Paxton, 5 innings pitched, 8 walks. And from there, they used 4 other pitchers, each getting at least 1 walk. A combined 14 walks on the day. Listen, San Diego, you had your opportunities there and didn't make the most out of it. This game could have gotten really ugly with all of those walks being given up. That is a recipe for a disaster. Obviously Profar the big hit, but still, if the Dodgers pulled away with a win after walking 14 batters, that would have been crazy. It's the 4th time in the franchise's history they've walked 14 batters, and the first time in 62 years. So, yeah, not a great, pretty game there for the Dodgers. But yeah, that's definitely something to mention there. And then, of course, Michael Busch with the Cubs. What is he doing right now? He's homering in four straight games. That's what you're talking about, yeah, Michael Bush. You get a little, you get a jump in your bat again. Like, he's been going crazy right now for this Cubs offense, helping them put up some wins over the Mariners, of course. So, if Michael Bush can keep things going here, we're talking about an impact player and a difference maker in that Cubs lineup. They traded for him. He kind of now pairs nicely with guys like Happ and Swanson and Bellinger. And, he's having a great start to the year. So if he can keep it up and keep going yard, I'm sure the Cubs faithful will be very happy for that. But yeah, so that is the news of the weekend, I guess. Okay, now let's dive on into our hot and colds for the week that was. Starting, of course, with our hots from Baltimore. It's Colton Cowser who's leading the way right now. 10 for 23, 4 doubles, 4 home runs, 12 RBI, 6 runs, have a week, a 1.611 OPS from him. Marcell Ozuna from your Braves, 11 for 24, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs, 4 runs, a 1.394 OPS there for him. The Polar Bear, Pete Alonso with your Mets, 9 for 21, 4 home runs, 7 RBIs, 8 runs, 6 walks, a 1.604 OPS for him. Of course, the guy we just mentioned, Michael Bush, 8 for 22, 4 home runs in the last 4 games for him, 6 RBIs, 4 runs, a 1.372 OPS. And of course, we'll end it here with the Guardians, Josh Naylor, 9 for 20, 2 doubles, 3 home runs, 7 RBI, 6 runs, 6 walks, a 1.577 OPS. Those 5 players right now this week have been hot, but there's always another side to things, the colder side of the pillow of the colds. The players who aren't having the best of the weeks. Ian Happ from the Cubs, 1 for 22, 8 strikeouts for him. O'Neal Cruz, he's got a home run, but he's still 2 for 23 with 11 strikeouts. Bryce Harper, 2 for 27 with 8 strikeouts. Not great for him. Joey Gallo, 2 for 22, 14 strikeouts. This guy is striking out at an absurd rate right now. And I hate to do it to him, but Jackson Holliday, yes, it's early. Yes, you're young. Yes, the talent is all there. But he is cold, 1 for 15 with 9 strikeouts. Definitely having a tough time adjusting early on here. But I'm sure he'll figure it out. Hopefully this is the one and only time he'll ever be on the cold side of a list here. Those are your hot and cold players for sure. Moving along now. Our injury update for you guys here. A couple of names to note here, of course. The first one being the biggest, Spencer Strider. He's done for the season. He's getting Tommy John, and that sucks. That is just so, that is unfortunate. He was my pick for Cy Young. It's just super unfortunate to see him go out like that. But of course, the Braves, they have all the depth in the world right now. And they should be able to find replacements for him to get through this year. But another tough blow to some pitchers here. And he's not the only one. Bobby Miller, he's on the IL with some shoulder inflammation from the Dodgers. Cody Bradford with the Rangers. He started this year off really great through his first 3 starts of the season, but he is heading to the IL for a low back strain. And then Marco Gonzalez with your Pirates. He had a great start this past weekend and then fell to the IL there. He's got a forearm strain and he will miss some time. But it's not only pitchers who are getting hurt. Carlos Correa with the Twins will spend some time on the IL with an oblique strain. So we hope for these guys' health. Especially Striders. Hopefully, Tommy John goes well for him and we'll see him back at some point next year. So, definitely, injuries have been a big talk in the game right now. So we definitely got to keep an eye on those, especially throughout our pitchers and see how they continue to get by. Moving along now, outstanding performances. We got a nice list for you guys here today. There's some great starts over the weekend. Freddie Peralta, 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, 11 strikeouts for him. Reed Detmer, 6 1/3 innings pitched, 3 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, and 7 Ks. Paul Blackburn so far still has not given up a run. 6 1/3 innings pitched, 5 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, 4 Ks. Joe Ryan, 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 12 strikeouts for him. He was great. Mackenzie Gore, 5 innings pitched, 4 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 11 Ks. Max Meyer, the only good pitcher thing about Marlins right now, 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, 7 Ks. Jose Barrios, and the great start he's been off to, 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. Jose Buto, I think I said it right in the series recap. 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, and 9 strikeouts. He pitches for the Mets, of course. Cole Reagans, that was the pitcher's duel. 6 innings pitched for him, 5 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, and 8 Ks. Great starts for those guys. Zach Gallen, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, and 7 Ks for your D-backs. Ranger Suarez with your Phillies, 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, and 8 Ks. And of course, it may have been the White Sox, but let's give the Reds pitchers some flowers. Graham Ashcraft, 5 2/3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 8 Ks. And then Nick Lodolo, in his return to the mound, love this guy, 5 2/3 innings pitched, only 1 hit, only 1 walk, no earned runs, and 10 strikeouts in his return to baseball after his big injury there. So those were your outstanding performances. Good to have Lodolo back, and some great pitching performances over the weekend for sure. Now it is time for our standings check as we take a look to the standings, I guess. The AL East, it's the Yankees who are still atop there. They're 12-4, 7-3 in their last 10 with a plus 21 run differential. Behind them is Baltimore, 2.5 games out. They're 9-6. The Red Sox in third right now, 9-7, 3 games out, tied with the Rays, of course, who are also 9-7 in the 4th spot there. And the Blue Jays, despite being 8-8 at 500, find themselves 5th in the division, 4 games back of the division there, and need to find a way to get hot because they've been playing pretty mediocre baseball here to start the season. The AL Central, the Royals, with losing 2 of the 3 to the Mets, find themselves now in 2nd as the Guardians have taken over, playing 1 last game and 1 less loss. They're 10-5 and 7-3 in their last 10. The Royals are 8-2 in their last 10. They're 10-6, playing that extra game, and they have the best run differential in baseball, I'm pretty sure, at plus 37. So they are doing things right. The Tigers find themselves 3rd with 9-6 record. And how about the Twins? 6-8. They are 4th in that division. Not what some people were thinking at the start of the year. And of course, the White Sox, they've played 15 games. They've lost 13 of them. They sit dead last at 2-13 on the year. A negative 51 run differential already. Yikes there. The AL West, kind of mediocre so far to start the year. AL West, Texas Rangers lead the way at 8-8, the same record as the Blue Jays in last place. The Rangers are first. They don't have anyone who has 1 game above 500, all of which playing really mediocre baseball. The Angels in 2nd at 7-8. Oakland at 3rd at 7-9, Seattle 6-10, and then the Astros 6-11 still find themselves dead last. And if you look at the last 10 for these teams, the Rangers are 4-6, Angels are 4-6, Astros are 4-6, Oakland is 6-4. Oakland right now in the last 10 games have been the best team in that division, and that probably explains why there's no one above 500 there. The AL West looking not so great right now. The NL East has the Braves, of course, atop at 9-5, 2 games over the Phillies, who are at 500 at 8-8. The Mets 3rd at 7-8. The Nationals 6-9 find themselves in the 4th spot, and then the Marlins looking to get going, continuing to lose ball games. They're 3-13. They need to find a way to turn it on fast, or else this is going to turn out into a tough year for the Finns there. The NL Central has been very exciting so far and very surprising. The Brewers 10-4 lead the way in that division. Pirates at 11-5 are second. They've played 2 extra games than them. The Cubs 9-6, the Reds 9-6. They're tied right now for the 3 spot, and then the Cardinals find themselves in 5th place at 7-9. Not what the Cardinals want to be doing. 2 years in a row of just not great baseball there. Of course, it's still early. And moving on, lastly, the NL West. The Dodgers 11-7, 2 games over the Padres at 9-9. Of course, it's great for the Padres to take the first, 2 of 3 series here against them. Diamondbacks are at 8-8, 500, sit third. The Giants struggling a little bit here early on. They're 6-10 in fourth, and of course the Rockies 4-12 sit in the bottom of that division there. And yeah, that is your standing update. So yeah, even Oakland has a negative 22 run differential. So the White Sox negative 51, the lowest. The Royals plus 37, the highest. So that is your standings check. All right, only one last thing left to do here in today's episode, and that is to go over the upcoming series for the week ahead here. Yankees at Blue Jays. Blue Jays continue their homestand here, face New York. The Guardians are in Boston to take on the Red Sox. Minnesota Twins at Baltimore Orioles. Angels at Rays. Royals at White Sox. Rangers at Tigers. Cardinals at A's. Reds at Mariners. Braves at Astros. The first time the Braves are returning to Houston since winning the World Series in 2021. Giants at Marlins. Rockies at Phillies. Pirates at Mets. Padres at Brewers. Cubs at D-backs. And we round things off with the Nationals at the Dodgers. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for our episode here today. Thank you everybody so much for listening. Of course, today is April 15th, Jackie Robinson Day. All 30 teams are playing today. I believe right now the Red Sox and Guardians game just got underway, or it has been underway as of recording this, of course. So yeah, Jackie Robinson Day today. Obviously don't need to be going into his amazing, what he's done for the game of baseball throughout the years, of course, and even to this day. That's why he has his own day. That's why the number's retired. But, of course, today we'll all be wearing a number 42. So, yeah, there you go with that. But, yeah, that's going to wrap us up for us today. I have been really lacking on our outros recently. I got to find a way to be more rhythm-based around it, because I don't know. Yeah, I start talking, hey, we're done, and the mouth goes, and the English is gone, and I'm just jumbling up words out of my mouth. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you everybody so much for listening, and I will see you on Friday.